Hey there, Pitsaw. It's a Game Changer here. I'm just using an old account of mine just so I can scan you as an enemy. And I'm going to be a little bit critical here, bro. I think there's a lot we can we do with your base here. Um, Number one, the spawn zones are very close by, which means I can land anywhere near your main infrastructure and take it out quite quickly. I don't have to travel to your base. Number two, your base is quite large. Now, the problem with a large base, if I come at you from this side isn't going to necessarily know I'm there. It's not going to pick us up. I mean, you've got a little bit of coverage from the heavy platform there, but certainly these two turrets aren't going to pick you up and things along that sort of line. So I'm gonna suggest quite a restructure your base now. You and I know that the typical attack, if you haven't already got it yourself, I'm sure you have, will be something along the line of GLMRS, or it's going to be something along the line of M270s, or if you're unlucky, the HIMARS. Now, they've got a hell of a range. Now, on this old account here, I'm obviously not upgraded anything, but I still fancy that if I were to drop my tank somewhere in that zone there, the salvo will lock onto the tank, the howitzer won't even pick me up, and then I could just use my M270 GMRS to obviously take out the barracks and the war factory. That's your biggest two obviously defence bases out of action. And then you know what, you're going to come at us with some helicopters that I'm going to take out for fun with something like a sniper, some sort of vehicle like a buggy, obviously Zeus, the red eye. Helicopters aren't really going to trouble us, yet straight away these two bases have gone. Now, what I want you to do, my friend, I want you to have a serious think and a watch of your replay videos, because I bet you're not. I mean, you must be getting attacked every single fucking time from this side here, and those two taken out before anything even happens. So you really need to have a little look at that. Now, the next thing as well, if you're using HIMARS or things along that sort of line, I can on a HIMAR I can outrange a machine gun, I can outrange a howitzer, I can outrange a what do you call them? The railgun. The only thing I cannot outrange is a salvo and a bloody peacemaker, and you've got one salvo and no peacemaker in there. So you really need to have a little look at that, bro. Really need to have a little look at that. So my advice here is to do the following. I want you to get rearranging your base. I want you to get every single one of these buildings spread out evenly right around the perimeter. I want to see your spawn zones like fucking right the way outside here. I want to see people have to travel into your base, mate. I want a taxi to Pitsawville, not fucking a free spawn right in pitsaw zone, mate. That's not gonna work well, in my humble opinion. So all these spawn zones want to be really pushed out, and the golden method, my friend, is 2.5 squares in between each building. So if you've got a wall there, I can have 2.5 squares, put a building, and then going this way 2.5 squares, this way 2.5 squares, and when you pace that out, you'll have a whole base where there's literally no spawn zone in your anywhere apart from the actual perimeters. I want to see these war factories and barracks protected. I want to see them inside your base, and I want to see these machine guns disappear, and I want to see salvos. I want to see what you got, 2 flak. You can live maybe with 2 flak, mate, but rail guns for me, and howitzers, machine guns, really need to be going. I think the only turret left, in my humble opinion, at this moment in time, is salvos and peacemakers, and I want to see more peacemakers in there, mate. The coverage on them is devastating, and at this moment in time, I think I could pick off your base quite easy with a little bit of a range attack. So I'm sorry to be critical, mate, but that's what I'm here for. The other thing I'd be thinking of, if you know you're going to get attacked from here, why haven't you got mines in that area so you're picking people up? You've got mines inside the base here, which is fine if you want to come in from that avenue, but chances are, if you've got mines there and there, I could come in at you from this angle. I mean, you've got a infantry mine there. I mean, does anybody attack you with infantry? I don't know. I mean, I certainly don't. So that probably wants to be some sort of anti-vehicle. Let me just stop then. I'm going to go in somebody else's base. And I'm going to show you the difference spawn zone wise. One moment. Okay, so if you look at Capcom, if you look at his spawn zones, if you look at his buildings, I mean, he's got maybe a little bit of a sliver there that he's missed, because he's possibly got that oil there could probably be moved a click that way, and that would get rid of that. And I reckon he's probably clicked on that to obviously capture his oil, harvest his oil, and accidentally moved it, something along that sort of line. I mean, I wouldn't have necessarily gone this way, but you know what? It's obviously working for him. He's got the highest defence in our team by a fucking long shot, mate. So, I mean, maybe I'm doing it all wrong. But if you look, he's got salvo in there. He has got a railgun. He has got a machine gun. So, fair play. But he's got a massively condensed firepower. You come in at him, and that peacemaker's going to rain death on you, and then you're going to have to try and come in closer, and then the salvos are going to pick you off, and then if then you know what, you get yourself in bother because another peacemaker comes at you, and meanwhile, obviously by then he's probably got tanks coming at you and things along that sort of line. Because you know what, it's chances are you're going to have to spawn here and travel over to him, and as you're coming over to take out his war factory, I reckon you'll be in range. I mean, look at the range of that peacemaker, mate. You're gonna get fucking rained on, and then you think, so, oh, you know what? Bloody hell, I'll get under the peacemaker, and guess what? This fucking peacemaker picks you up. You know what I mean? And then you get close, and then that picks you up. It's just like it's difficult to get past. Not saying impossible. You might think, you know what? I'll try and come this way, and I'll take out his heavy platform, because that's going to cause me a world of bother. Look at this there. I mean, you kind of think, well, I can maybe just get up and over. But what's he done? He's thought about it. He's got mines there. You know what I mean? So there's not an easy way. The only way that you could probably do this, I mean, yes, obviously, get a fucking nuke. Obviously, you take anybody out, can't you? But yeah, I mean, he's probably vulnerable to. I mean, if I was attacking him, what I would likely do, probably now that's going to go. Now the heavy cannon is going to be fixed wing. That's going to be the next change, isn't it? You're not going to be able to take that. Won't target a fixed wing. So with that, it might be that if you dropped in, say, I don't know, a couple of Raptors first. Sorry, a couple of what they call them, these little bad boys. The one I've got top latest icon, I can't remember the name of. But if I dropped a couple of them in first and then sent in the Raptors, I could probably do him some damage in the newer format. But previously, obviously not. And then likelihood is after 7 seconds, he's going to spawn the Zeus anyway. Because I bet that's in his first one. So although this base may not work going forward as well as it is currently, he's definitely put a lot more thought into it. So you need to raise your game, bro. You need to raise your game. But no, let's have a little look at this. So hopefully this will give you some help and see how my head works. And I want you to go back to the drawing board a little bit. I hope you don't mind me saying that, but I'm sure we can get you fucking strong, man.